The best way to study is to take practice tests, and if you can't find good practice tests, build your own and learn while you do it using the Learn My Test study tool. It's absolutely free at learnmytest.com, and click on the link in the description to take a practice test that I made using the Learn My Test study tool. All right, so what we're going to talk about right now is vision and how vision works, essentially. We're not going to go into a lot of detail, just basic stuff. So I'm going to go over some basic structures of your eye. So you've got the lens. The cornea is this little outside piece right here that protects your eye. You have your pupil, which is this hole or just this area where light can go through. So light gets in through the pupil, and you have this thing called the iris that is the colored part of your eye, and it's actually a muscle that opens and closes the pupil. And so when you're in a light environment, like where there's, where it's very bright, your iris is going to close the pupil. And when you're in a dark environment, it's going to open the pupil to try to get more light in because there's not as much light, right? So the lens helps reflect the light to your retina, which I'll talk about in a minute. And so, like I said, your lens can change shape over time, and that's why some people tend to need glasses as they get older, because depending on how the lens is shaped and how it reflects light, that can affect how you see, right? So you may go to the eye doctor and get some contacts that help adjust for the way your lens is in your eye, in each eye. So light goes through here to the back of your eye, and there's this area in the back of your eye right here called the retina. And on the retina, you have these structures called rods and cones. And the rods and cones basically are there to detect light and convert that light into electrical impulses that are sent to your brain. So a couple of differences about rods and cones. So uh, cones are for discriminating from different colors, so light of different wavelengths and colors, and rods are more focused on detecting light in itself. So, for example, and the outer edges, but mainly just detecting light in itself. So, for example, when you're in a dark environment, your cones are going to be active, or your rods are going to be active, and they're going to be trying to detect light. And but when you are in a more light environment, your cones are going to be more active in discriminating color. There's a piece of so I'm going to show you in a minute, there's a piece of your retina right here that's called the fovea. And this area is, the fovea is highly concentrated in cones. So it's where most of the cones are. So a lot of your color vision is processed here in the fovea. So basically what happens is, well, actually, let me back up for a second. So this is the optic nerve. So the retina converts all this light into electrical impulses that are sent through your optic nerve, and they go through your optic nerve all the way to your brain and all the way to the back of your brain here where the visual cortex is, and that's how you process vision and visual information. So there's a couple types of theories for how we see color, right? And the first theory is called the trichromatic theory, and it's the idea that we have three different types of cones: yellow, blue, and green. There's another type of theory called the opponent process theory, which basically means that we have two types of cones that detect a spectrum of blue to yellow, red to green. So, for example, this cone, based on what the light wavelength looks like, it may say, this is more red, or this is more green, or it's something in the middle. Same with blue, like it's either blue or it's yellow or it's something in the middle. So there's cones that kind of are responsible for detecting both, and based on the light, it activates the yellow or the blue. So let me show you why something that may help you determine which one is which one is the better theory. So what I want you to do is look at this picture. I want you to stare at it for a while, and I'm gonna give you about 20 seconds to stare at it. And then once the 20 seconds is up, I'm going to press the button, and I'm going to tell you what, and I'm going to ask you what you saw. So I'm going to give you about another 15 seconds, and then I'm gonna press the button, and hopefully you'll be able to see the after image. So that's kind of what we're talking about here, the after image. So I'm going to go ahead and press the button now. So did you see the after image? So hopefully you may have seen the after image, and the after image looked the exact opposite or a different color from the colors that are presented in this picture here. So what does that mean? Well, that means that if there was one cone for one color, then you wouldn't see an after image, right? You wouldn't see it. So the after images are in support of the trichromatic, or a support of the opponent process theory over the uh, the trichromatic theory. So thank you for watching this video. Remember, the best way to study is to take practice tests. If you can't find good practice tests, build your own and learn while you do it using the Learn My Test study tool. If you like this video, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on our most recent content. Thank you again for watching.